Are these the best seats in the house or what?
Oh, yeah. Front row.
Too bad we didn't have front row seats at the luau.
Well, I don't know if I would have wanted to be any closer to those flamethrowers. I think I saw them singe the hair of one of the dancers.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Do you remember when Rachel was in that Hawaiian dance in junior high?
I do. Yep.
Yeah, I think Julie and I came to see that.
Well, of course you did. You came to all of her recitals, and we went to all of your kids' karate competitions.
Ah, yes.
Hey, did that training come in handy for them in med school?
Well, I don't know, but I know that Todd did show up in his karate uniform instead of hospital scrubs a couple of times.
Well, speaking of Todd, how is he? Did he ever get over that girl, what was her name?
Yeah, Jamie. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's seeing somebody else right now. He's a survivor.
Like his mother.
Yep, like his mom.
Can you imagine living in Maui?
Oh.
Sitting here every night watching the sun go down over that glorious golden ocean, white sands, warm breeze.
I think I'd miss the snow.
What? Phew, not me. But speaking of snow, are you and Julie still going on that ski trip in the fall?
Yep, 6 couples. We're going to all take over a lodge up in Jackson Hole. My boss knows the owner from college or something. We're getting a great deal. Hey, you 2 guys should come.
Are you kidding me? Do you remember the last time I went skiing?
Oh, yeah, you decked everybody in line waiting for the ski lift.
Like bowling pins. Bam! I mean, I was totally out of control.
Absolutely.
Men, women, children. I took no prisoners. Everybody hit the deck.
That was pretty awful. Hey, why are we talking about snow and skiing? We are in Maui about to watch an incredible sunset.
Hey, where's Julie? She's going to miss it.
Oh, she just ran up to the room for a minute. She's going to slip into something a little more comfortable.
Oh, well, maybe you better go see what she decided on.
Well, after all, this is your 25th anniversary.
Ah, that is true.
That is true. I cannot believe it's been 25 years.
Yep, doesn't seem like a day over 30 to me.
Well, after 25 years, Maui hasn't changed much, has it?
Well, I really wouldn't know. Last time we were here, we were on our honeymoon after all, so I didn't see a whole lot of Maui. But
Ah. Hey, you remember how I tried to get you and Julie to come along with us on the honeymoon?
Yeah, your best man and maid of honor as chaperones.
you did?
Yeah?
Why?
Well, I don't know. We did everything else together. I guess I thought if they came along, we'd have more fun.
I think I'm going to go check on Julie.
Sorry. Yeah, you do that. Tell her the sun's about to set. So, are you glad they came along with us this time?
Well, sure. I mean, they've been our best friends since we were first married.
Yeah, and us theirs too.
Yep. That's pretty rare, I think.
Very. We sure have a lot to be thankful, the four of us, you know? We've been through so much together between Julie's bout with cancer and Todd having that accident and all the kids going off to college.
Yeah, the 4 of us have survived a lot, that's for sure. But it sure doesn't get much better than this, does it?
Nope. If I didn't know better, I'd say we were in heaven. Well, there you 2 are.
yeah.
Look at this gorgeous sunset.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Julie, is everything all right?
Oh, no. Oh, look. The sun's just about to go down. I don't want to miss it.
That's so beautiful.
It's amazing.
I found another lump.
Oh, Julie, no.
Beautiful beach scene, sunset, waves upon the shore, and everything comes crashing down. I found another lump. Or it could have been, I've just been let go. Or it could have been, my loved one has just died. Or it could have been, my marriage has just ended. Any scene, any ending to that scene is possible, right? Because that's what life throws at us. Just especially when we feel everything, it might be sunset on a beach, we get news of the unexpected. How in the world do you deal with it? I'm very much aware that as I talk with you, some of you are going through unexpected things right now, and probably all of us have gone through unexpected things in one shape, form, or fashion. The tribute to the Bible is the fact that it does not blink in the face of the unexpected, but lets us know that in the midst of the realities of life, there is a greater reality of God. And if we can open ourselves up, especially in times like that, then we see perhaps a new way or a broader way of dealing with the unexpected things in life. And today, in this old passage, that old story that you heard about Elijah in the cave, it is fascinating to look at that passage from the light of the drama that you just saw, because Elijah got news, unexpected news as well. He had been riding high. He had been enjoying the beauty of life because, as you might have recalled, before that, he had that contest against the prophets of Baal, the pagan god that Jezebel worshipped. And after he had defeated them, he was like Coach Mike McCarthy, I think, of the Packers on Super Bowl after the victory, riding high, only to get a text message from Jezebel. I'm taking a little bit of liberty with the text, you hear. Dear Elijah, I am mad at you. You are going to die. Sincerely, Jezebel. He got that message, and what did he do? He threw out his cell phone and he ran because he was petrified. He should not have done it. As a matter of fact, we're going to see 5 things that Elijah did not do that we must do in order to be able to find a firmer foundation when the unexpected crashes upon us. The first thing that Elijah did not do was this. He did not get emotional distance from the news, from what happened. And who can blame him? Whenever we hear the unexpected, whenever we hear what we just heard, then it's a shock and we can't think straight. He runs into that wilderness that sits under that broom tree that you see depicted up on the screen. Had he stopped and thought about it, he might have had a different reaction. Because if Jezebel had been serious about knocking him off, would she have told him she was going to do that? Duh. No, of course not. You don't do that. It was more like a threat. It was more like she was angry, she was blowing off steam, she just wanted to irritate him. That was what it is, but he couldn't think that way. Suddenly, there was this Frankenstein monster called Jezebel after him, and he just knew that he was going to die. Don't we do the same? We get news, and we just are assuming that it is that Frankenstein monster, and we've already lost all hope, and woe is us. John Leach is a professor of psychology at Lancaster University, and he did a study of those who have survived traumatic events, the unexpected. And he noted this. Survivors show that they possess the capacity to break down whatever the unexpected event is into small, manageable tasks. Each step, each chunk must be as simple as possible. Simple, directed action is the key to regaining normal psychological functioning. In other words, when you're hit with the unexpected, after the initial shock, and as you deal with a tumult of emotion, somehow, he says, and it's difficult, obviously, we know, but somehow you get that distance by asking, what information do I need? Who do I need to get it from? Where do I need to go? What other things do I need to do? And little by little, he says, if Elijah could have done it, it might have been different. Little by little, you start moving through and beyond the emotion. But he didn't do it. Nor did Elijah do the second thing he should have done, which is find some positive words. A mantra, if you will, something to guide his thoughts away from the Frankenstein that he feels is dogging him. You will note that his words were not exactly inspiring. Now, in the 99 Rams, remember that went to the Super Bowl, they had a motto. Whenever they went into the locker room, they always had this on the sign over the door. Gotta get to work. Remember that? Gotta get to work. Well, Elijah's motto as he went under the broom tree was, take my life away. A little different in tone, don't you think? Take my life away. I just want to fall asleep and not wake up. Take my life away. You see, Elijah did not take with him into the wilderness his handy-dandy Wesley Study Bible. Had he done it, he would have, under the broom tree, instead of falling asleep saying, take my life away, he would have opened it up and taken out the sheet of paper that, upon which he would have written key Bible verses that he would have studied and jotted down that would have inspired him. We all know that when we study the Bible, we keep such a sheet of paper handy, don't we? But that's a sermon for another day. He would have taken that sheet out, and he would have heard words that would have directed him away from that constant litany of, take my life away, take my life away. For example, he might have turned to Psalm 94 and saw, when I thought my foot is slipping, your steadfast love, O Lord, held me up. When the cares of my heart are many, your consolations cheer my soul. Isn't that a bit different than take my life away? So however you wish to do it, as you go through the unexpected, what can you pull from the Bible especially that you can put above the door of your locker room that you can remember? Your steadfast love, O Lord, kept my foot from slipping. But Elijah didn't do that either. Nor did he do number 3. He did not do anything good for himself. Not only did he not take his Wesley Study Bible into the wilderness, he did not take his Vitamins for Men 50 Plus with him either. No healthy snacks, no We Fit so he could exercise, nothing, no social contact. He threw away his cell phone, remember? Had no social contacts. All he wanted to do, lie under that tree and die. But you remember what happened? God was not going to let him do it. Even though Elijah forgot to do anything good for himself as he went into the wilderness, God was not going to let him get away with that. What did he do? God sent an angel. Elijah, wake up. Over here, warm bread, cool water, eat, drink. He fell asleep after that. Pokes him again. Second time, we omitted that in the passage. Second time, the angel did the same. More bread, more water, eat, drink. Because you need strength for the journey. When the unexpected happens to you, remember, that is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning of a new one. And you have to have food and water. You have to have strength for that journey. What do you do? Even if you don't feel like it, what do you do for yourself? Physically, emotionally, spiritually, what do you do? The diet, the exercise, the friends, the church, what do you do? Because there has to be something. And it does not matter that you don't feel like it. Do you think Elijah felt like it? The only reason he ate and drank was because he had this glowing angel glaring at him. That would get my attention. We don't have the glowing angel glaring at us. And blessed are we who still eat and drink for the journey. But he didn't do that. Nor did he do number 4. He didn't do any good for others, did he? It's the most fascinating, dramatic passage in the Bible is when Elijah, in the strength that God gave him, goes to the cave on that side of the mountain, buries himself in it in the dark, and the earthquake, the wind, the fire, and of course, what gets his attention? That quiet, whispered voice. What does a quiet, whispered voice say? It does not say, oh, Elijah, are you not feeling well? No. The compassion has already been given in the food and the drink, remember? What the voice says is, Elijah, what are you doing here? I have a job for you. I want you to go to such and such a land and anoint such and such a so-and-so a king. I have work for you. Remember, friends, we are not put here to be happy. The God of the entire cosmos did not create you, for the sole purpose that you would be happy. God created you, me, for a purpose, for a reason, to make God happy. And as we make God happy, as we do God's plans, we find full, rich happiness in return. That's just the way life is. The Christian life is. And so God gave Elijah a greater purpose, and that greater purpose brought him back into the life stream of the living, brought him out from the mouth of the cave back into life. So must we be attentive to the greater cause God has given each of us. One of my favorite books is Tuesdays with Maury. It chronicles the last months of Professor Maury Schwartz's life after he was diagnosed with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. One of the most poignant parts of that book is when Maury leaves his doctor's office after being diagnosed with ALS. And he said that he was astounded by the fact that as he left the building, there were people still walking back and forth on the street, on sidewalks. And there were cars going back and forth in the street. And he wondered to himself, why haven't they all stopped? Don't they know what I'm going through, what I'm feeling? And as he worked through the jumble of his emotions naturally at that unexpected diagnosis, as he worked through all of that, eventually he said, you know, the best thing I can do is to join those people on the sidewalk and in their cars driving back and forth. The best thing I can do is to go back and do what I was doing, encouraging my students, helping the underprivileged, and that's how he spent his last months. And his philosophy of life, beautifully determined in one sentence: love each other or perish. Love each other or perish. So must we. You know, right now, individuals you can love. We know as a church, especially one individual, Reverend Willis Johnson, and the people who we'll be working with as we help him form a new church, Wellspring. Always be attentive to who you can love, because in doing so, no matter if we're at a sunset or a sunrise in our lives, we will once again find the power to have a firm footing for life, full life. But Elijah didn't do that either. Didn't do any of those four things. He didn't get emotional distance, but God helped him. He did not find positive words, a positive mantra, but God helped him. He did not do anything good for himself, but God helped him. And he didn't do any good for anybody else, but God helped him. And the last thing he didn't do, but God helped him, was this: he didn't seek a friend. You see that picture of the broom tree, the only companions he sought were scorpions, snakes, owls, and a raven or two. Those were his companions in the desert. Who do you seek when there is that time of the unexpected? Elijah's only companion was the disembodied voice of God. Is there someone better for us? A couple of weeks ago, I had lunch with a prospective member of our church. Quite unsolicitedly, he said, you know, my first time at Manchester Methodist, I was a bit intimidated by the size of everything. I just knew that the people would be sort of standoffish and cool. But that's the exact opposite of what I found. I found warmth from the people in the red shirts automatically, and I found a way to be connected my very first Sunday. And that same week, a new member who joined within the last year said, I've been going to church for 60 years. This is the first church I have ever found where I felt so much at home so quickly. How friendly this church is. Catch friendly, warmth, connectedness. But friends, we'll have individual friends that we can turn to, and I hope. But never, ever forget that God has given us a family of friends here, not to be taken lightly. Look at your friends. Look around. Look at each other. That's not rhetorical, friends. Look. Look. These are flesh and blood people here. We're not the voice because God loves you and God has given you something more powerful than God's voice. God has given you flesh and blood friends. And there's only one reason, one way God could do this. Because there's a difference between Elijah's time and our time. We have a community of faith in which we could celebrate the music of heavens, in which we could celebrate the welcoming of a new sister. We have such a fellowship here for one reason. God did not want to leave us alone in the unexpected times of life, but God wanted to give us flesh and blood people in whose faces we would see the reflection of the face of God. And that could happen only because between Elijah's day and our day, one very special man lived and lives. Truly, what a friend we have in Jesus.